right. You've been texting in and asking if you missed her yet, because people are looking forward to it, and you have not missed her, but she is here now. Miss Hilary Duff. Hilary, good morning. How are you?
Hi, good morning. I'm doing pretty good.
It's good to talk to you because, a lot of us have kind of followed you for many, many years now. You started out as a young Disney-type girl who's now growing up to be a fully grown woman who's kind of a media mogul now. You got your hands in everything.
I try to dabble in a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Yeah, you keep yourself busy for sure. Well, let's start off by talking about what we're here to talk about today. That is the Elixir series, which is tell us a little bit about the series. What made you decide that you wanted to start writing books?
You know what? I was living in New York working on a show called Gossip Girl, and I just was like meeting all these people, and I met someone who was a book agent and asked me if I was interested in doing a biography, and I kind of thought, everyone knows so much about me, that's not going to be very interesting. And I was really inspired by, Twilight Saga and Hunger Games and these kind of like otherworldly series that were just like fascinating and had all these different elements of love and friendship and connection and being tested at like how far you can push yourself. And I kind of came up with my own idea that was like that, and I pitched it to a few different like book houses, and started writing. So it was needed for my life at the time because I was ready to take a break from acting and singing, and I knew I needed some kind of like creative outlet. So
yeah.
It was kind of perfect for me.
I didn't even think about that, how perfect it is. It's kind of like, as your son was born in 2012, and it's like, you're getting married, you've got all these, things going on kind of behind the scenes. It's nice to be able to still, work and be creative, but not have to show up on set every day. You can kind of work at your own pace and, fit it into your life however it works for you.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I got to travel and just bring my laptop and write, and it was a very like loose experience with not as much pressure, as what I was used to.
That's very good. Well, the third and final book in this series is out today. It's called True. Elixir and Devoted are the first two titles in the Elixir series, and the series did really, really well. It was on the New York Times bestseller list, and a pretty good response, right?
Thank you. Yes, I was very lucky to be on that list. And there's so much adventure in the book and love, and there's like a little bit for everyone. So it was a big moment for me, which is very exciting and nice to kind of close it up now and be done with it. So,
yeah,
bittersweet. Today's a bittersweet day. That's
nice. That's got to be fun. Any chance of a movie trilogy? Obviously we see that with a lot of you mentioned Hunger Games and the rest of those. Is there a chance? Has there been talk yet about turning the Elixir series into films?
There has been. There's been a few people wanting to option the book, which is obviously very flattering. But I also haven't, totally figured out what I want for it, or if I could just hand it over to someone and be done with it, because it's been such a big part of my life for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
So, obviously when I'm writing, I'm in movies, and that's where my head goes and how, I envision it. But I'm not sure. I need a few more hours in the day because I'm focused on being a mom right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good place to keep your focus right now.
But I think it could be a cool series because they travel a lot, and there's definitely it's jam-packed with a lot of stuff.
That would be cool. Yeah, I'd love to see it developed as a series someday. Speaking of movies and acting and things like that, anything new for you? Do you have any time for any projects in the future? Or are you just strictly mommy right now?
You know what? My son's a year old now, and I'm starting definitely to get that itch of wanting to record and figure out who I am in that space now. But I did just film the season finale of 2.5 Men that comes out in May, and I'm such a fan of that show. I think the writing is so brilliant, and it was awesome to get to work with those people. So I played this crazy party drunk girl, which is not normally, the path that I've gone down, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, a little change of pace for you, for sure, there.
Yeah, and you know what? It's fun to, hop on a show. I just did Raising Hope, too, which is another funny comedy. It's been fun to jump on a show for, a week and then be able to come home and, not work, so...
Exactly.
A little, gigs here and there has been what I've been more interested in, so it's not such a big commitment.
You were talking about your character on 2.5 Men there being kind of a drunk, kind of crazy girl there. Has it been hard for you to, I mean, you kind of came out of this crop of, young Hollywood, kind of clean-cut young girls, and a lot of them went the route of your character on that episode of 2.5 Men and are just melting down completely, whereas you seem to have completely held it together for all intents and purposes. Like, do you have a secret? I mean, was there like a special how to do life properly coach you had? Like, how did you manage to
you never heard about that book? No.
I don't have it, but obviously some other people that you kind of came up with need the book, and somehow you traversed the wild world of Hollywood without going crazy. What happened?
Oh, I never know how to answer this question. I don't. I don't know if it's, timing or just, being me or having certain people around me. I mean, I think there's a lot of different factors that, play in there. I've never been one to be, too out there and social. I've had, the same group of friends since I was for, 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I met my husband when I was pretty young. I don't know, I just,
that makes sense.
I like to have my time and do what I want to do, but I just, I'm kind of like a more quiet person, I guess.
Yeah, it's it seems like kind of a nice divide there where Hollywood and, showbiz.
Else? I felt like I never had to, prove myself and, get out of the bubble that people put me in, which was, maybe kind of being, a good girl or something. I don't owe anybody anything. I'm just going to be who I am, and I think a lot of people felt like they had to burst out of this Disney bubble and show people that they have other sides to them,
And that's a great point too. You can do that through your work, which is what you did. You can make your work Hollywood and showbiz, and then when you're done, go back and be just a normal person. And I think some of those people felt like they needed to be showbiz, Hollywood, paparazzi full time, 24/7, where you can work in the business.
But you never know. Maybe it worked for some of them, and
that's
maybe
true.
It didn't work, that path didn't work for me.
Yeah.
But, I still don't get all the parts I want, and I still have to fight for things, to prove people that, that I can be someone different or something else. But that's just with any kind of job. So I'm willing to put in the work there. I'm only 25 and I have a lot of time to do, other things. So
exactly. Yeah, you do have plenty of time there. My producer wanted to make sure that I tell you that he follows you on Instagram. He loves following you, and your son is super cute.
Sweet. I'm obsessed with Instagram, dude. I can't it's fun. I'm addicted.
Yeah, it's just.
It was funny because I joined Twitter way late, 2 years late, and I loved it for a minute. And now my Instagram's linked to my Twitter, and I mostly just Instagram. I can't help it.
You just love it. I think it's a mom thing too. I mean, because I see the same thing on Facebook or anywhere I go. Any of my mom friends, they have so much to share, but it's usually pictures of their kid or pictures of their lives.
Yeah. I'm trying to be cautious because it's weird. It's a fine line of people follow me every day and take pictures of me and my son, and that's so unfair for him, and I hate it, but I can't stay cooped up inside all day because that's not fair for him either.
Yeah.
So I do put pictures of him up there, but it's also I take a lot of pictures of food, which is kind of lame.
Yeah, people especially where you live and the life you're living, you get to eat some cool, creative-looking food, so you got to share that sometimes.
That's true. They deserve a moment.
Exactly. Food and your son, both two very valid things to share with the world. So
and shoes, obviously.
And shoes. Well, yeah, you're a girl. Follow Hilary Duff on Instagram because she's addicted to it, and also pick up Elixir. True. True is the book today, the final in the Elixir series. You can pick it up at bookstores anywhere. I'm sure iTunes, Amazon, all the normal outlets. And then anything coming up that we should watch for, or at this point, 2.5 Men, obviously, and Raising Hope.
2.5 Men, and then not too much else. I'm starting to work on my music again, but who knows how long that's going to take. And that's about it.
Well, there you go. Well, we will be waiting for the new music and enjoying True, the last installment in the Elixir series. Hilary Duff, thank you so much for taking the time to call the show, and come visit Montana sometime. Bring Luca. I'm sure he'd like it.
Awesome. Sounds good.
All right, see you, Hilary. Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Bye.
The Big J Show. Weekday mornings from 6 till 10 on Billings' #1 hit music station, Hot 101.9.